like to be able to be here and to speak to conscious people who are really interested in natural therapies and taking care of their own wellness is because we're the ones who really have to link arms and ears and ensure our community. The person who has the greater awareness in a relationship has the greater responsibility for the relationship. And what I want to talk about today is really our relationship with ourselves. After 37 years at Essence, I'm tired. I joined Essence when I was young. We were all in our early 20s. I was probably maybe the youngest one on the staff at that time. I hadn't gone to college. How did I get my foot in that door? I got my foot in the door because I was a cosmetologist. I didn't go to beauty school to learn how to do hair, really. I had to study that, but I went because I wanted to start a line of cosmetics. Because at that time they didn't have our shades. And I got married, and that's a whole other story that maybe I will come back to about relationships. And those of you who read my work know that there was drama in that relationship with Billy. But Billy and I are cool. We have a daughter together. You know, when you have a child with someone, that person is in your life for the rest of your life. So Billy and Kefra, my husband today, 23 years. Billy comes to our home. We all have Thanksgiving dinner together. Bring your girlfriend, bring your wife. You know, Billy, he's still out there doing his thing. Bring him home. Because what we have to do is learn how not to be so critical. We have to learn how to be less judgmental. We have to cut one another some slack. But all that I'm talking about really begins, there's some seats in here for those who want to sit. You know, it all begins with us, loving us. We've come out of the womb believing that we're not enough. We come out of the womb, women especially, believing that there's something wrong with us. And we all want to be a certain height, weight, and each one of us is a divine original. Each of us is a divine original. And that really speaks about our Creator, whether we call the great Creator God, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, the divine intelligence, what has changed, in the universe that created you on purpose, with a purpose, uniquely. You are uniquely you. But we all look at the same media. And that media tells us that you should be a certain height, weight, features should be in a certain place, your hair has to be bumped a certain way in order for you to be fabulous. Men, it's inculcated in them too, height, size. You know, when guys come in the room, the first thing that they're thinking is, can you take me, can I take you? Women, when we have other women come in the room, it's like, oh, is she pretty? I'm just coming from a college campus. Coming from Jackson, Mississippi, where I spoke to students yesterday and the day before. And I was at, not Tuskegee, but I was at Texas Southern University. Spoken at Howard University not too long ago. It's the same kind of drama among young girls. They are fighting in ways that women of my age did not fight when we were youngins. We didn't hate on each other when we were growing up. There was also drama between us. But I'm saying it's really now time for those of us who are the wise ones in the village. If you're at this show, you're one of the wise ones. And I want to say that that learning never ends. Life is a lifelong learning journey. And, you know, I mean, years ago, oh gosh, you know, I read this book now, and I've got it now. And then before I knew it, I was right in that valley again that Ian Manzan speaks about. So life is, it's laughter and it's tears. You know, it's joy and it's sorrows, it's gaining and it's losing, it's all of those things. What is consistent in life is one thing, spirit. Everything else will change. This beautiful building, look at it. You know, this is dust. It's dust. The carpet, the chair, the fabric, I'm custom-made shoes. Not these, but usually because I'm size 11 and I get to do that. You can't find fly shoes in size 11. And the clothing, you know, all the things that we have to have. If you've seen me here before, you've seen me, I probably was in the same outfit. I just got the Black Girls Rock Award, and it was so funny. I'm sitting there next to, right in front of Carrie Washington, actually, and Dionne Warwick is on the other side of the aisle. They were being honored. And I looked up at the video that they were playing about me. I had on a fly little cute little dress, the same dress that's in the video, in 2 other shots. Because it's not a fashion show. That's not what we're doing. That's not what I'm doing with my money. I'm investing my money in things that what? That build equity. So what we have to do is stop focusing, and this is what women do all the time. How do they see me? How do I look? You know, did I do a good speech? Did I walk in there right? Is my hair right? How they feel about you, how other people see you, that's none of your business. Because you can be just as perfect as you can try to be, and they're still going to try to find something wrong with you. Because, and this is something that we were talking about earlier, Malika and I, this is something that I wrote 30 years ago, trying to understand my parents. You know, my parents, I didn't feel like they liked me. I didn't think they liked each other. But they were together, remote. I'm a hugger, I'm a kisser. They just didn't even touch me. And truly, what I started doing was looking for that affection that I craved outside of the safety of my home and in dangerous places. And I grew up in Harlem. So people ask me, well, why are you doing this movement? Why are you organizing people around the country to stand? Do you really think you can do that? I'm like, if Marcus Garvey, my hero, could organize the black world in the 19-teens without any of the technology that we have today, I don't even know if the brother had a telephone. And if he did, who would he be calling? But he had a vision for the wholeness of our people. And what I'm saying to you and to myself is when we're living for something larger than us, like you heard Malika stand here and talk about love, that she loves her people. I can smell you. I love my people. I mean, I'm not hating on anybody, but I love my people. And I'm standing for my people. When we stand for something that is of God, larger than, oh, I gotta have a bigger house, more stuff that we have no place for. As I went through the convention earlier today, like a homegirl, with my sneakers, hat down, you know, no makeup on, no sunglasses, and people were giving me things and Malika, but no, don't give me another thing. There was like one little thing I wanted over here, and they go, don't give me anything. You know why? I have too much stuff. Look at our homes, cluttered. Aren't you all cluttered?
Yes.
We have clothes that we don't even wear. We got stuff everywhere that we need to dust. And it's like, clear it out and make room for life, for breathing, for joy. Joy was created for us. The Holy Spirit created laughter for us. We're not built to be or made to be sad. There's sadness in the world. Why? Because we have freedom of choice. Human and divine. This is what we forget. We're not just what we see. We're more than flesh and blood and guts and hair and the accoutrement we put on. We're more than this. We believe in the physical world because it's what we can, yeah, this is a beautiful building. It looks like it'll be here forever. It won't. You know, we believe in what we can see. But there's the unseen world that is the more powerful world, the world of the divine. And you know what it really requires? Walk on water faith. Walk on water faith. I went to Union Theological Seminary, not because I wanted to be a minister, but because I wanted to look beneath the Bible. I grew up Catholic, and when you grow up Catholic, you don't learn the Bible. And I'm saying, if you're going to talk to black people and try to get us to really recover, take charge of ourselves, and move ourselves forward, you better know the Bible. And some of the folks who would read Essence, when I joined Essence that first year, we had 50,000 readers. When I left, we had 8 million. And not because I'm so brilliant. I am brilliant. My brilliance is that I hire the smartest people I can find, respect them, pay them well. Those of you who are entrepreneurs know that. Know that. And those of you who are entrepreneurs, James, I just want people to see you for a moment. We have 60 cities around the country that we've launched the National Cares Mentoring Movement in, okay? And let me tell you what it is before I introduce you to James. The National Cares Mentoring Movement is a call to commitment to us, able, stable black people, to get involved in mentoring. We're not asking for your money. Isn't that refreshing? We're asking for an hour of your time every week. That's it. And we have units all throughout this nation, including right here in Baltimore, that's run by Armando and Kathleen Say. Anybody know the Says or the C's, depending on how you pronounce it? And they have Ross Technologies. These are young, resourced African Americans. And they have a person in place who is actually running the unit for us. We need another person, I love a brother, to really step up and help them run Baltimore Care. So what we do is we recruit mentors, connect with you, and then we deploy you to where we're needed. The Boys and Girls Clubs, reentry programs, tutors in schools, because our children are reading below grade level. And I was going to introduce James Willoughby, who lives right here. You can see his apartment building from right across the street from here. Because James is an accountant. And he's also the husband of a woman who I love beyond the telling. And she and her friend, they run Pittsburgh Cares. So James happens to live here, and he does the back and forth like a brother who loves his woman who lives in another city. We do. And he's an accountant. And I introduce you to him because if you're trying to run your business, or you are and you don't have an accountant, check him. He may have more clients than he can handle. He'll introduce you to someone else. I was talking about finance. Thank you, James. I was speaking about finance because we spend our money mindlessly, and then we have our little businesses and we make money, and then what? Didn't I just read today somewhere that who lost the house? Was it R. Kelly? How? And who? Mary J. lost the house? Don't tell me that Mary J. is in financial difficulty.
Taxes.
It's always taxes. I'm not here to talk about taxes. I'm here to say, if you have a business, and if they're not taking taxes out of your money on your job because you're a consultant, get an accountant. Because it's going to catch up with you. We've seen everybody from MC Hammer to, I mean, just a long, 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 long list of people. When we are in our right minds, when we're living in balance, when we're breathing well, we understand that everything we need to do God's work comes in our hands. Are we can show them? Oh, and you tell me when you're ready and I'll introduce it, okay? All right. So this is really all I want to talk about today. How we can live in balance and find joy in the everyday of our lives. It doesn't mean that we're not going to have loss. When my mother was ill and then she died, I thought I'd never breathe again. But every loss, every pain gives us a gift. With Mommy's illness, you know what I learned? That essence didn't always have to come first. I made my way to my mother's bedside. She was my bookends every morning and every night. That was the lesson. That was the goodness. And then I had to say, wait a minute. You know, Susan is burying Babs. And Babs buried Rhoda. And Rhoda buried Susan. And Susan buried her mother. So this is the natural order of passage. I must be able to survive this. But when I think about women, young women and men, weeping over coffins of our little young ones who, wherever you are, Chicago, a killing field. Those young children, those children who were murdered up in Connecticut. And I mean, a horrible thing. 20 some odd young ones. You know how many children died in Chicago last year? How about 500? Have you seen a national, where's the outcry? And I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. You know what I'm doing? I'm looking in the mirror. I'm looking at me, and I'm looking at those of you who look like me. What are we talking about in churches? We go to church and we just praise God. Oh, he's a mighty God. Oh, yes, indeed. And we drive past all the pain, because we moved out of the hood. So we drive past all the pain. We go into the churches we grew up in, and we're all dressed up, and the brothers are flying, the sisters are flying, the choirs fly, and the robes are flying. And everybody is singing, and oh yes, and we're raising $20,000 for Pastor's 20th anniversary. But the children around the corner from the church don't have books in their schools. And they're dying outside the sanctuary door, and we are not even trying to fix the school. Help me with that. Help me with that. So I'm counting on us, the conscious Black community, to do something more. Are we ready? We can show it now? Okay, so here's the little 4-minute video, and it talks about the National Kids Mentoring Movement, and then I'll come back up.